Thomas Church from consulting firm Deloitte is the third state witness in the 25-million Rand Nulane criminal trial. That case, which began on Monday in the Free State High Court sitting in Bloemfontein, continues today.
So Church is expected to testify on the work Deloitte did on a feasibility study. The state's case is that the Free State government improperly paid Nulane Investments 12 million Rand for that work. The company allegedly had little experience and skill in the field, while Deloitte produced the actual material used for a 1.5 million Rand fee. Erin Bates is our reporter tracking that story. She joins us from outside court this morning. Erin, great to see you. Perhaps just as a start for our viewers, remind us again why this case is so important.
Michelle, this case is so important, and good morning to you, Ayanda, and the viewers, because it's the state capture case from the ID of the NPA currently on trial. This matter, this feasibility study connected to the Mohuma Mobung venture in the Free State, was the kickstart, the trigger for the Estina Dairy project, which came later on. And of course, you saw on Wednesday former MEC Mosebenzi Zwane here in this very court, over 280 million rands worth of graft in that Estina Dairy matter. So as much as this is a small figure, you've spoken about that 12 million Rand initiation fee. That forms part of the 24.9 million Rand at issue here altogether. But it's really the kernel, the genesis of what was said to follow in the Free State, in what we've heard is a gangster state among the different provinces of South Africa. And so this is a critical matter. It's also a pressure test for the NPA's ID, Michelle, because if it fails to succeed in bringing those charges and persuading the court to find against the 6 accused persons, it will show weaknesses in the work that it's done in putting together that indictment.
Yesterday, Shadrach Krezula was also on the stand. He's turned state witness. Erin, tell us what came out of his cross-examination yesterday.
Well, interestingly, Michelle, here the issue of one of the charges, the charge of fraud, came to light. Krezula was told by counsel for one of the accused that he shouldn't even be a Section 204 witness, that he didn't need to be a state witness because no fraud had been committed. The argument from counsel there was that because at the time he thought he was doing the right thing, although he says he was under inordinate pressure, and there were some oddities about the way things happened. Him saying, for example, that then CFO Saipati Dlamini was in his office dictating to him a deviation memo he put together, and that they didn't have those banking details except on a handwritten piece of paper. But because he says that it only occurred to him later that he'd done something wrong, and this was when he was approached by a member of the Hawks investigating the Nulane Investments saga in 2021, there was no fraud. And that was how Advocate Ishmael Semenya for Limakatso Morosi argued that in fact there was nothing amiss here. Everyone had acted in good faith.
So we're rounding up the first week of cross-examination. Of course, we're looking forward as well to Thomas Church's testimony today from Deloitte. But what else stands out for you from this first week?
Well, Michelle, as a court reporter, of course, it's really interesting for me to see how things are unfolding here. And I can tell you, we're already starting to see some of the strategies of counsel for those 6 accused. So just to remind everybody, there are a lot of names to keep tabs on here. They are former department head Peter Tabete, another former department head, Dr. Limakatso Morosi. They moved around between the departments of rural development, agriculture, and the two combined because they were split and merged at different key points during this period from around 2011 onwards. Then we have Saipati Dlamini, the former CFO. Then Iqbal Sharma, who of course is well known as an alleged Gupta associate and henchman. Ronika Raghavan, the former CEO of Oak Bay. And then Sharma's brother-in-law, Dinesh Patel. So those are the 6 persons accused. The 2 companies are Island Site Investments and then also Nulane Investments, very important. Nulane is the company that got this work from the Free State government with that almost 25 million Rand price tag. And all of their counsel here today, including 2 defense attorneys and various silks. Michelle, I must say one of the things that stands out for me, unfortunately, is a couple of slips I made on air. So just to correct those quickly, because it is important as we round up week 1 and move into week 2. Sharma, of course, was the former board member at Transnet, not a former board chair. I bungled 2 of the lawyers' names, Willem Edeling and Kenny Oldwage, not Old Glen, or whatever I said on air. And then, of course, it was Worldwide Window Impacts Private Limited India, which is that New Delhi-based company which dealt in scrap metal, but somehow Michelle seemed to be very keen to get involved in the Mohoma Mawung project in the Free State, which was geared at empowering farmers of colour in this province.
Erin Bates left us there from outside court as that important sort of litmus test for the ID gets underway. Erin.